Hey everybody, this is Stephanie. Welcome to my channel. Alrighty, first disclaimer. I'm going to try to start doing more talking when I put my makeup on. I'm trying to get my little setup here to where it's acceptable as far as background noise, feedback, being able to hear me. So please bear with me while I do all this. I also have other people in the house and dogs, so occasionally there's a little bit of interruption. So we'll just roll with it if you don't mind. Thank you. Today I am going to test mineral foundation. I used to use Bare Mineral and I loved it. And now that my skin is a little bit more advanced, I found that it doesn't work quite as well as it used to. I'm gonna try again with a different brand and also prepping my face a little better. Today I will be using, this is Arbonne Natural Radiance Mineral Powder Foundation. It also has SPF of 15 and this is the shade Medium. This beautiful little package here. I would like to see if I can use this because I used to just think that I had adult acne. After I turned like around 20, I started just getting breakouts on my chin constantly, and it was a 20-year battle. And I had very expensive prescription creams that I would put on my face to keep my skin clear. And I had no idea that I was breaking out because I was allergic to the makeup I was wearing. I didn't know that until I stopped wearing regular foundation and started using minerals, and my face immediately cleared up. You would think that I would have had a clue when I would go through periods of time where I didn't wear any makeup, like after I had my child. I didn't wear makeup and my skin cleared up, and I didn't put two and two together. So I think we'll talk about putting two and two together. It's like, here's your sign. All right, so before I start with the mineral foundation, I am going to prep my face with a little bit more moisture, some sunscreen, and I'm also gonna try to do just some concealing my dark circles like I would normally with makeup. Try to contour my nose before I start with the mineral foundation. And the reason why is because since mineral foundation is sort of a powder base, I wanna try to, anything that goes on top of it, I wanna try to stick with formulations that are closer to a powder than a cream. I'm gonna start with this e.l.f. Wow Glow. This works as a primer as well as a sunscreen, and it has a tint to it, so not a lot, but enough. I wouldn't exactly say that this covers or conceals anything, but if I want a decent amount of sunscreen before I go outside. If you've watched my channels to any extent, you know that I live in Southwest Florida, and which is why you always see me in tank top. I've literally tried to wear nicer clothes or things with sleeves, and I am too hot. This is what you're gonna get. Just too warm. I love it though. I love living in Florida. My favorite thing, this Stila Correct and Conceal palette. Probably one of the best things I've ever purchased, with all these lovely correction pans here. Today I'm just gonna go with the peach to cancel the dark circles under my eyes. What else can I think about that are sort of lessons that I should have learned earlier, but it took me a little while to put two and two together? When I was in my early 30s, I suddenly started to have, actually this might be of some value to somebody out there. I started to have these bouts of, I was vomiting. I would have, I woke up one night and I was sick. I was like, what is going on? I was just throwing up, and sometimes that happens, you know, you get gastritis or whatever and you don't know what happened, you don't know why you've got it or whatever. I woke up and I was just throwing out. Well, then it happened again, like a week later. And I was just like, what the heck? Well, and it happened again and again, intermittently. Like, so I went to the doctor and they ordered all these tests. So I had to have a nuclear scan on my gallbladder. I had to have, you know, the whole, you know, where you drink that concoction, that barium concoction. Is that what they still do? I don't know. It's been so long. I don't know if they still do that. But and then they X-ray you swallowing it and seeing how your stomach is reacting, and they just did all these tests and they could find nothing wrong. And I was just like, what the heck? Very shortly after that, I noticed it's like hidden in plain sight. I noticed that the milk that I was buying was going bad really fast. It's like, hello McFly, is anybody home? And it suddenly dawned on me, check the temperature setting on your refrigerator. Yeah, my food in the refrigerator was spoiling, but not to the point where it tasted bad. Like, I mean, I would put leftover meats and things like that. I was getting food poisoning. I get apparently mild food poisoning, although it didn't feel mild, because I didn't have the refrigerator setting right. I don't know how that happened. I mean, I'd had the refrigerator on the same setting forever. I don't know what happened, but yeah, it was the refrigerator set. So I'm gonna go in now with my NYX Wonderstick. This is a dual end contour stick in the shade Universal Light. And I am just gonna go in and just do a quick contour on my nose. Now that I've learned to contour my nose, I do it every day. When I'm wearing makeup, I contour my nose. It's getting easier for me, and I like it so much I just do it. Even if it's a light makeup day, it just makes me feel better. This is the e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer in the shade Fair 10C. I bought this probably maybe a month ago and tried it once and didn't like it, and then I used it for something else and I was like, ooh, I like it. I changed my mind. Also going to contour a little bit these lines here. Go down these bags right here. If you take a highlighting pen or some sort of some sort of concealer and just gently sort of draw over that. I'm really trying to be conservative with how much I'm using. And it just gives your eye a little bit of a lift there. So I'm going to take this Pharmacy Beauty sponge and I'm going to just pat that in. I'm going to use this Pharmacy foundation brush. I hardly ever use it for foundation, but I like to use it for contouring as well. I don't have a set of brushes that are specifically for certain makeup applications, so I just roll with what I have. I've got a lot of brushes, but one of these days I'd really like to get brushes that are meant for specific things, because honestly, you know, it's nice to have those, and it's kind of a luxury thing to have, but you can get them fairly inexpensively. I know e.l.f. has some good brushes, but it's nice to have the right tools to do certain things that are more specific or more precision, I think. I'm just rolling with what I got. Isn't that what we do when we get to be this age? We just roll with what we got. Make the best of it. Okay. Foundation time. Excited to see how this looks. I'm gonna use, this is a brush I got, it's called Fiera is the brand, and it's online. And this is a foundation brush, and it's probably the firmest brush, or the best brush I have to use mineral. I just put a little bit in the cap there, and I just, see all that powder? Woo-wee! Tap it out. Now I'm gonna go in and apply it on my face. All right, here we go. If I remember, you just swirl it, press it and swirl it in. see. You know, it's not going to be full coverage, but I mean, I didn't expect that. What I was hoping was that it would sort of even things out a little bit and not settle in, you know, this area here. I am very excited to say that it is not any more than any other foundation. Let's see if I can get up close. I have realistic expectations when it comes to any sort of base makeup. So when you have lines, wrinkles, pores, you can diminish them or make them not look quite so prominent if it's applied right and it's the right foundation for your skin. But you know, you can't get rid of them. Not this way. So my expectations are reasonable. So far, I like it. I like the glow on my face. I like the gentle coverage. It's doing what I'm hoping it'll do. I am going to leave my face sort of undisturbed for a few minutes and just let the makeup set. I found that when I apply a foundation or concealer or anything like that, if I apply it and just leave it alone for a few minutes, my skin will invite it in to where it sits a lot nicer. If I leave it alone, often I will find I don't need to add more powder or a lot more powder or anything like that. So I'm just gonna let that sit for a minute. Today, I think I'm gonna go with a darker shade, Praline. All right, let's go in on the eyes. I'm gonna use this e.l.f. Cosmetics Naturally Pretty Palette. I love this. It has beautiful formulas, are so creamy for powders. There's very little fallout. The colors are muted, and you can make them dramatic or you can make them natural, whichever. I just really, really like this palette. It's very versatile. This is an e.l.f. Cosmetics eyeshadow brush. It's the travel size, and I'm gonna just use this shade here, Imagine. This is their Pharmacy eyeshadow crease brush. Maybe it's meant for creasing, I don't know, that's what I call it. I use it for other things too, but this is really nice. Just really good for going into the crease area. So I am going to go in with, use this right here. Oh, I'm seeing a little bit of shine poking through there. It's getting shiny. Oh yeah, this foundation is getting shiny. That is very interesting to me, that it's shiny like that. Huh, okay. All right, so I'm just gonna go in right above my crease section. By the way, this is called Dream, and I'm gonna use that for a lifting, a little bit of a lifting color shade. This is right above my crease, not in my crease. So my contour, my crease shades would be one of these darker colors here, and I'm not gonna use those. I don't wanna go that much drama. I'm gonna pick up my e.l.f. Bite Size Quad in Love You Latte, and I'm gonna go in with this shade here. Just do my crease. Take this same brush here, and I'm going to use this darker shade here for a liner. I'm going to go under my eye here. Whoa, doggy! That's going to have to get sheared out. Here's a little tip. If you line your eyes sort of bold like this, instead of like a tight line, if you if you put a shadow underneath your eye and make it more bold, believe it or not, it will actually open your eye. I actually heard that from a makeup artist. Bit off a little more than I could chew there, so I'm just gonna go in and blend it out. Bare Essentials Full Edge Liner Brush. This is nice. And I'm gonna use the same color here.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go in with some mascara.
I don't like this instrument of torture, but if I don't use it, my mascara will clump. It really does help with your mascara application. Right now I only have one mascara. It's this e.l.f. Lash and Roll, and I like it. It has a curved brush that in theory is supposed to curl your lashes. I think it actually does. This is a $6 mascara, and it's good mascara. It just so happens that I have some translucent loose powder from the same company, Arbonne, that I'm gonna use to sort of set my face. I'm gonna take one of these handy dandy little finger sponges, grab some and tap most of it off, and then go in and sort of just press it. I am very pleasantly surprised how much I like this mineral foundation. I like the way it's sitting, I like the way it looks. Sorry. I'm gonna go in with this yummy, yummy blush. It's Estee Lauder's Pure Color Envy Sculpting Blush in the color Rebellious Rose. I love this blush. Yes, it is expensive. I've had it for a long time. It'll last me probably for the rest of my life. I don't know if it oxidizes, but it's really nice. Bestope. I think we got this off Amazon. Anyway, it's an angled blush brush. So I'm just gonna tap some product there. Blush placement. Do it however you want. But I start up here and move toward the center of my face. I like to bring color close to the center of my face. I like it. So that's what I do, and I just tap, 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 tap it in, and I start out conservatively, and then I add as I go along. So I don't get too much at one time, or I get, harsh, start and stop areas. So, and then I just swirl it a little bit. But I like to bring that flush of color across my cheeks. I like to do that, and I like to add some to the bridge of my nose too. I've always liked to do that when I was younger, and I was under the impression that if I did it this way, it might age me. If it does, I don't care. I like the way it looks, so this is the way I'm gonna do it. Bake Bronze and Brighten, shade medium. Yummy. I'm going to use this It Cosmetics, probably need to clean that, It Cosmetics dual end, and I'm just going to tap it on there. Ooh. I am just going to very gently apply it. I was listening to somebody the other day talking about when you apply your your blush and your bronzer. She said, don't do it frantically because you'll disturb the base. I agree with that. Although if you want to disturb the base, you should do it. But my goal is not to disturb the base. And yes, I've got a little bit too much on my forehead there, so I'm gonna fix that. But I love just bringing, oh, I love it. Okay, I know I need to fix that. I have this kabuki brush. I probably could have used that for my foundation, but didn't think of it. So I'm just gonna go in and just sort of blend it out. Little lip gloss touch-up. 3-hour check-in. Gotta love those little eyeglass tattoos there, huh? Thanks for watching.